Presented by Victory Kia. Max Williams and Ray Robertson are bringing you the very best of South Texas high school football. Sponsored by Palace Bingo, Frost Bank, the Crossroads Football Preview Show. Presented by Victory Kia.
Welcome back, everyone, here to Crossroads Football Live Preview Show. And Ray, I can't believe we're down here at our second full seasons here at the station. Just how does it feel for you now getting the second full football season?
I mean, Max, it feels pretty good. I mean, this time last year, we were both foreign to the area. You, Ohio guy, and a fellow Oklahoma guy. Shout out to the old states. But this year here in CFL looks to be very promising.
That's right, Ray. As the season begins, plan to showcase a lot of new changes in our set. We've got some new segments as well that we're going to highlight. Also, see if I can transit over to some great highlights on the field. But before we get to the show, we're going to get to our viewer poll here. We asked everyone, who do you think will be the state champion this season? Will it be Ganado, Shiner, Edna, Tidehaven, or another team you're choosing? And right now, Ray, 47% of people are choosing another team outside of the four teams we mentioned. So a little bit shocked by the results there or anything?
No, we're in a pretty good area, and anytime you're in a good area where you cover so many good football teams, you can't really get them all on that screen.
Exactly.
And the unique thing about sports is you always want the underdog to come up, and I'm all for a team to unexpectedly make a run for a state championship. So it's very understanding, and especially for the viewers, here in the Crossroads who watch all these great teams that we cover and stuff. So definitely nothing to be surprised about. Tidehaven was closest second. I'm sure we'll get into their chances later on. But let's begin with the team that went all the way to the promised land in the Ganado Indians. This is the high school football team that captured the school's first ever state title in dramatic fashion in a triple overtime, which is actually the longest state football game in Texas history, by the way. And the exciting news is some of those key players from that championship team are expected to return. We're talking big names like Logan Burrs, Austin Pinion, who are crucial roles of Ganado's offense, and they will once again take the field for the Indians. So a run for the state title is certainly not out of the question. And Max, I think I speak for both of us when I say this, but it was such a huge honor in covering this team's incredible experience. And you want to talk about a school that's hungry and focused for more? Look no further than Ganado. We heard from their softball coach, state champion in his own manner, James Hart, and that same winning attitude is evident when talking to football head coach Josh Irvin.
We approach things every day is just kind of focusing on ourselves, trying to be the best players we can be, the best coaches we can be. And so every day, how can we improve on yesterday? That's what we're focused on. To me, it's actually easy. That's the one thing that we can't control, right, is ourselves and just kind of getting the kids to try to buy into that idea. They do a great job of it. We have really strong leadership on the team, both seniors and some of the younger captains. And just having that mindset of every single day we show up, what can we do to get better than we were yesterday? And if that's all we focus on, I think everything else kind of takes care of itself.
Crossroads is always a great chat with Coach Irvin, one of the sharpest minds in football. And the players are really on the same page with him, bringing that strong desire to practice hard and keep getting better. And later on in the show, we'll hear from those players as they gear up and get ready for the season ahead. But here's a team that was just one win away from making it to the state championship game, and it was the Tidehaven Tigers. The Tigers caught fire mid-season, winning their last 6 regular season games with an impressive average of 11.16 points per game. They then carried that momentum into the state 7-on-7 competition in the 2A division, where they defeated the Ganado Indians. And later on in the show, Max and I will break down that matchup between these 2A powerhouses. Tidehaven has proven that they can compete with the best, backed by a potent offensive arsenal. Senior quarterback Kel Russell, who was a sophomore on the state team a few years ago, brings very much needed valuable experience that the Tigers will surely leverage this season. So stay tuned later on as we will hear from Coach David Lucio about this year's team.
Now, Ray, another team that's out there, the 2A ranks, that was just like Tidehaven, that was just one win away, was the Shiner Comanches, right? The Comanches lost there to the Munster Hornets in that 2A Division II state championship, 36-29. Munster had a great quarterback that year as well, Casey Carney. He's back too. But the Comanches, they got a new quarterback in charge of this year, Jake Simper. And they also got top running mate back in Quincy Jones and Jarvis Williams, who is an athlete, as we know, Ray, there for the Comanches. But also keep an eye on the Comanches defense, because last year they only allowed 1 touchdown or less in 7 games, which means they are a hot defense, and they're going to try to bring that there against Hallettsville on August 29th. Now, like Tidehaven on the 3A ranks, Goliad also has a lot of returning players heading back for head coach Kevin Salazar. The Tigers relying on a new quarterback, though, in Court Zamzow, which we know from his time out on the track and field there, Ray, but another track star as well from Goliad, and Dave Kuhn, the preseason MVP. Lamont Franklin looks to help that explosive offense this year as well. Also, keep an eye on running back Donovan Perry. He ran over 1,000 yards there this past season. Then on the defensive side, look out for linebacker Tyler Flores. He led the Tigers with 76 tackles, had 4 sacks there last season. And just like Tide Haven, later on in the show, we're going to hear from head coach Kevin Salazar about what to expect from the Tigers.
That's right, Max. Let's go ahead and head back to Matagorda County for a quick second. Talk about a team whose season progression last season may have flown under radar. I'm talking about the Bay City Black Cats. This team is loaded with talent all across the board. I took special note of them during their district championship game where they battled another Crossroads team in the Calhoun Sandcrabs. Expectations are naturally high for this squad. Jordan Johnson, who played alongside star receiver Zylan Williams, he is back and he is ready to take his game to the next level. Aiden Williams, another standout from last year's team, is expected to come back even stronger. He was the second leading rusher in that same district championship game.
They're going to be a sneaky team, Ray. I'm just saying, out there in 4A ranks, they got a lot of people back there with Coach Jones. I can't wait to watch Bay City this season for sure. Now stay with us though. We're going to look at some new head coaches that are going to take charge of new teams this year. We'll be right back.
This portion of Crossroads Football Live is brought to you by Victory Auto Group, where the customer always wins.
Welcome back, everyone. We just finished proving all the contenders to make a run for the 2025-2026 season, but now we transition to some new coaches who plan to spark their new teams. Let's start teaming we know for sure in the Industrial Cobras. They had a rocky season there last year, but changes might be on the horizon because they did introduce a new coach who's familiar with the area and also worked under head coach Jamie Dixon, who's now the new head coach of Edna, which we'll hear about later on in the show. But with an established foundation, athletes who are attentive and quick to learn, he believes the road ahead will be a bit smoother.
You know, I don't even know if it's so much the excitement of anything specific that we're implementing. You know, coaches all over Texas, we're all doing very similar things, right? I think there's two things that really set apart what that is, though, and that's how you do things, right? And so one of the blessings here at Industrial is we have really awesome kids who are quick learners. You don't have to tell them things multiple times sometimes. They pick up things very quickly. So there was already a foundation of that in their work ethic.
And with Coach Ludicky highlighting this team becoming very coachable, they look to bring that same mentality in week 1 versus the Edna Cowboys. But all right, Max, let's talk about the Pulaski Sharks. They are fired up and ready to make a big comeback this season. And what better way to kick off things with a fresh start than with new head coach Travis Hoffer taking the reins. This team is hitting the reset button, and it all starts with shaking up the culture. And we both got a chance to catch up with Coach Hoffer. I caught up with him after he was named the head coach, and you did a 25 News Now extra on him. And one of the biggest takeaway is he is stoked and is glad to be here, and he is definitely excited to put some new changes into the program.
Excitement and energy. I think that when you look at this program, we're going to be about commitment, and we're going to be about doing the little things right. If you stay locked into your process and you're disciplined on what you're supposed to do and being where your feet are, the end result will take care of itself. We're looking at Thursday night pep rallies, tailgating pep rallies, so anything to drive excitement, energy, and get the community involved. And we invite them to come out to practices. We invite them to be around and see what we're doing and what the changes are going on in our program.
Hoffer hopes the community of Pulaski will travel all to their home games this year as they open on the road against Tide Haven.
Now, Ray, we talked a lot about the Pulaski Sharks and their program, but if we want to hear from head coach there, Travis Hoffer, just come to crossroadstoday.com, and then we'll search their Pulaski Sharks. They look to kind of bring that culture that we've been talking about into the 2025 football season. But now, Ray, we turn our attention down over a little bit to the west of us in the Calhoun Sandcrabs, right? They also have a new head coach with former Cal Allen assistant in Stephen Herser. And I had a chance to speak with Herser back in May, and he's one of the nicest guys I met, Ray. But hey, don't let that smile fool you there, Sandcrabs fans. He plans to keep the structure, which Richard Whitaker built there for 20-plus years, and the Sandcrabs started 0-4 there last year before they turned it around going into district. They lost the district title last year, 42-39 in a game. Ray, you were out there against Bay City, and but they would get a little momentum, right? They would advance 3 rounds deep before losing their district foe in Lavernia out there in Katy as a heartbreaking loss, 24-21. But with this in mind, though, Herser wants to bring different positive energy to Port Lavaca. And what will the offensive defensive schemes look like under his leadership?
Run first philosophy, and a lot of play action pass and bootlegs and those kind of things off of the run looks, and try to give us an opportunity to get first downs and score touchdowns and hopefully win some games. As defensively will be similar to what Calhoun has done in the past, so when people see that on the field, it won't be too different from what they're used to.
Now, Herser hopes this new style offense he's implementing will translate there in their Week 1 matchup there versus the Yoakum Bulldogs. And now after the break, we're going to hear from one more head coach there out in Edna, and also we're going to highlight our top 5 standout games to watch this upcoming season. We'll be right back.
Don't go nowhere.
You can't have high school football without the beat of the marching bands. Crossroads Football Live is excited to spotlight talent in our local high schools with our Band of the Week segment. Every week, we'll pick one band to feature on Crossroads Football Live. Get your cameras and show us your band under the Friday night lights. Go to crossroadstoday.com/contest to nominate. Tune in to CFL every Friday night at 10:35 to see who's marching to the top.
Welcome back to Crossroads Football Live. We're going to explore one more new head coach in our area. Then we'll take a look at 5 key games to watch from weeks 1 through 11 of the regular season. Edna is gearing up for some big matchups this season with a new head coach in Jamie Dixon. It's a significant role for Dixon, stepping into the shoes of a team that went undefeated last year and made a deep playoff run. He definitely has some big shoes to fill. Both Industrial and Edna will have new coaches this season, setting the stage for a fresh new chapter in the Lavaca River rivalry starting in week 1. And just like Coach Luddy, Jamie Dixon has fully embraced being a Cowboy, bringing a lot of optimism and energy to the team.
The kids are adjusting well. There's not been a major change on defense, running the same system that's been ran. We ran it before at my other schools. Offensively, it's a lot of the same. Some of the biggest change is the terminology of the way, the stuff I call it versus what they had called it in the past. You know, once we get in the season, I always tell them our goal is to be 1-0 at the end of the week, so don't look forward to anything else on the schedule. So right now in fall camp, we just worry about ourselves, getting better, learning the systems and stuff like that, practicing good, hustling.
Fully embraced might be an understatement. Anytime you got on that nice big Cowboys hat, I think you fully embraced being down in Edna. But now keeping a similar offense for the Cowboys going into this season will be huge for the new quarterback, Trevor Floyd.
Yeah, Ray, I mean, looking at this game between Edna and Industrial, I think that could be a game of the week possibility. We'll have to see, though. Stay tuned, everyone, when we get to that. But now we turn our attention to our top 5 games with a week 1 match between the Cuero Gobblers battling last year's 3 Division I state champions in the Columbus Cardinals. These teams faced off last year. The Cardinals destroyed the Gobblers 65-24, and they had top commit there now at Arizona State, and Grayson Rigdon, and also had a top quarterback as well at Adam Schubel. But the Gobblers, they got a couple players back there in their top quarterback returning in Jackson Marine. They also got back up there that is very capable in Jay Squardo. But Ray, I think the guy that's going to be huge for this season for the Gobblers is Walker Dietz. He is special. He is Mr. Electric, can make a lot of plays this season for Cuero, and he's going to have to be special if they want to get that week 1 big-time win versus Columbus.
Absolutely. I mean, Max, coming up in week 3, we've got the Edna Cowboys heading over to Refugio County to face off against the Refugio Bobcats. Last season, both teams made deep runs all the way to the regional finals before coming up short. Refugio losing to Ganado down in Port Lavaca, and Edna falling to Columbus and Houston. This year, both teams are bringing some serious firepower. With tight end Hunter Buing for the Cowboys and Refugio's quarterback Ray Lewis, not to be confused with yours truly, and of course the Baltimore great, along with running back Xander Wells, ready to make some noise. Edna barely beat Refugio 42-35 last time, and I'm expecting this to be a wild shootout in week 3, and I just can't wait to see how this goes.
Yeah, I think, again, that's going to be a high-scoring game to watch out for there in that match. But, Ray, definitely going to see another game to watch of. Could be a game of the week in week 4. The Ganado Indians hosting their official home opener in week 4 against a tough Tidehaven Tigers team. These two teams actually met there in the state 7-on-7 competition, which, Ray, you were at there kind of there in late June. But Tidehaven walked away there with the state title. So both teams, they also bring back some serious firepower this year for Ganado. Keep an eye on Logan Burse, Austin Pena, and the new quarterback in Landon Arriaga. But for Tidehaven, might just be the most complete team this year, and they're led by quarterback Cale Russell. Also, they got Bryce Sleva and Jenkins Durant and more. And this game is definitely going to come down to the wire here, Ray. I think it's going to be who gets the most big-time plays, who's going to get the job done between these two, especially in the home opener. But if you want to see a team and Coach David Lucio, he thinks their summer preparation has definitely set them up for the challenge.
Well, you know, it's a good feeling here at Tidehaven because I've been at other places and had years where the kids come in and you're like, hey, how was your summer? But we've been seeing these boys all summer, man, so it's just like almost another day for us. But that's a great feeling. Our turnout's been great. It's the highest turnout we've had since I've been here. We're going to have 3 full teams going, so we're pretty excited about everything. So anyways, yeah, we got a lot on our plate, and key thing is keep stay focused, man, like you said, every day try to get better.
And the Tigers, they hope to keep the momentum going into the 2025 season. They have down to 3 full teams, and that is very important for the depth of the program. And Ray, we know that's important. If you got the JV freshman team, every one of them working, that's important for the full season.
Absolutely. It definitely builds excitement for the future to come.
Absolutely.
Now, stay with us. We're going to be looking at some more games to look forward to this upcoming season. Then we're also going to introduce a new feature to CFL, so don't go nowhere.
This portion of Crossroads Football Live is brought to you by Palace Bingo.
Welcome back, everyone, here to Crossroads Football Live, and we ended off with our 1 through games of our 5 games to watch, but now let's reveal number 4. We have a great matchup to watch between the Sand Crabs getting their regional semifinal rematch versus district foe in the Lavernia Bears back there home in early October. That's going to be a Week 6 matchup. And this game, I believe, is going to be decided on the line of scrimmages. Both these teams are run-first offenses. For Calhoun, they're moving from the triple option. They're going to be going out of more of a wing T offense, while Lavernia, more of that rush-first offense as well. They return star running back and Sean Garza. He'll be a threat for the season for the Bears rushing attack, but I believe Calhoun could pull away at home this one in a very tight battle. Now switching over now to this game, a Week 9 matchup October 24th, likely a showdown for the Region 4 District 15 championship between the Edna Cowboys and the Goliad Tigers. And by then, me and Ray will kind of know both of these teams inside and out, though, because Goliad's got that crazy speed versus Edna's rock-solid defensive line, like we mentioned with Hunter Bering. And for me, though, wide receiver Lamont Franklin and running back Donovan Perry got to be the workhorse. And if Edna wants to win, Trevor Floyd has to ball out at the quarterback spot. And Goliad head coach Kevin Zalazar highlights the commitment there from Zam Zal and Franklin this summer and what to expect in that Week 1 matchup versus the East Bernard Brahmas.
Their leadership, they're leaders, they're vocal out here, they're talking, they're getting guys, they've been getting guys up here all summer, doing different things, working out, throwing the ball around, and that leadership goes a long ways in ball games and in the locker room, and I think just helping have that culture helps us all the way around. Depth last year, East Bernard, they were big time senior heavy team, and but man, them guys get after it. So we've just got to take ourselves, our challenges, and make sure we're getting better on the daily, and preparing ourselves to get ready to play on the road at East Bernard. We know that'll be a tough game.
Now, after that East Bernard game, Goliad has 2 tough matchups there at their home opener. They're versus the Tidehaven Tigers, and then at Industrial for Week 3. So we'll see how they do there this season. Now, Ray, over to you to talk more about the state champion Ganado Indians. So, take it away.
Max, as we wrap up the show, let's chat once more about the Ganado Indians. You heard from Coach Irvin earlier talk about the team's mentality, and we also got the chance to catch up with some of the players with that same mindset, and it's definitely alive and well. Check this out. When discussing the 2025-26 Ganado High School football team, you're looking at a team with high expectations. While no major changes are anticipated, there is a noticeable shift in roles among upperclassmen, and the players are ready to take on these new challenges head on, along with the rest of the team. They're all determined to give it their all.
Getting to be an upperclassman now, I need to do a lot better job of leading the team and being more of a captain.
I wouldn't say there's much of a change. I mean, I'm just going to give it my all regardless. Our whole team's going to do what we do. Maybe I have a bigger role, maybe more as a leader this year, since now I'm a senior, but that's it.
The Ganado Indians understand that hard work begins at practice as they go out through the season. Even with the young quarterback leading the pack, he also understands that it's game by game.
Just really taking it game by game, just seeing how good we could progress as a team, how good we could get a bond together, and that's one thing I want to focus on with them.
Yeah, I think just taking it week by week and not looking forward to any team ahead of who we're playing that week.
Well, it all starts in practice. When you're tired, you just got to keep your focus, keep your cool, even when it's like you're down and you're super tired.
Make sure you stay with us on Crossroads Football Live as we highlight one more new feature that will be on this week's shows coming up, so don't go nowhere.
This portion of Crossroads Football Live is brought to you by Frost Bank.
Welcome back to Crossroads Football Live, and Max, can you believe that on August 29th, we will kick off our first live shows week by week through the football season until mid-November. I mean, I can't wait to reveal what our game of the week could be for week 1.
I mean, we kind of gave the fans a little tease who we thought it could be, but we're going to let you know there, like Ray said on Monday. But back to the show, though, we're going to highlight a new wrinkle to Crossroads Football Live with our top 3 plays.
That's right, Max. After every game is over, our reporters and fans at home will send a play that you think is deserving to be listed on our top 3 list, which I will highlight every Saturday night during our football season on 25 News Now Weekend Sports at 10 p.m.
Now, before you fans in the stands are eager to send those outstanding plays to us, Ray, me and Ray wanted to highlight our top 3 plays there from last season. So we're going to start here with number 3, where back there at week 1, Ray, we had a battle between the Industrial Cobras and the Edna Cowboys, where these two met up there week 1. And look at Cooper Martin here making the diving play on the goal line. Unfortunately, though, this would not count as a touchdown, and Edna would survive. And Ray, man, you got this highlight actually this game there week 1. Got to give me your quick thoughts about what you thought about this play.
This was my first ever Texas high school football game ever watching. I mean, like, it was the Lavaca River rivalry. Yeah. So with emotions already stacked up with that play, I mean, you can expect that emotion to go. But let's go ahead and look at our second highlight. And this is at the DeWitt County rivalry game, which saw Yoakum take on Cuero. And there you see Trey Cuellar, a dual threat QB. He's over here about to do a leap of faith. I call it a Mario jump over the defender. I mean, like I said, rivalry games, it just seems to bring out another level of competition in our players here, man, because, you know, this is the second play
where it's a rivalry game.
Where it's a rivalry game, man. But Trey Cuellar is definitely a guy that I know Yoakum is going to miss for sure.
Absolutely. He was athletic, dual threat, everything. And again, that's going to be interesting to watch who that type of quarterback is going to bring the athleticism there this season for Yoakum. But Ray, it's time to go to number 1 from last year with the Ganado Indian star quarterback Bryce Ullman, not just doing the offensive side, making a big play on the defensive side, get that leaping interception on the 2-point conversion in the state championship game to Stanford Bulldogs to secure their first state title. Ullman, he left a legacy there at Ganado there, Ray, and he'll be sorely missed. And quickly, I mean, that's a top play for a reason. I mean, he made it to secure the championship. What a better way to get our top play at number 1?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that highlight isn't just for us. I mean, but that is one of the top highlights for Ganado.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's going to be huge there for Ganado going through. But now it's time we can hear all these top 3 plays, more CFO content on our CFO podcast. We're going to air every Monday afternoon following last week's action. Hear me raise opinions about each team, and we start football season. Then the first episode will be this upcoming Monday on August 25th. And Ray, we have officially got to the end here of this year's show. Thank you everyone for watching. It's time to put on the shoulder pads, chin up the chin straps, and go into week 1 of Crossroads Football Live next Friday night, starting at 10:35 p.m. on KVU TV. See you next week, everyone, and have a good night.